All righty, good morning, everyone. We're going to start the city council meeting.
Roll call for the city council meeting of Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Council members Flores, Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon.
Please stand for a moment of silence and then the Pledge of Allegiance following. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The motion to accept the minutes from the Wednesday, September 18th, 2024 city council meeting and bills for payment on October 4th and 11th. Members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, Flores.
Alrighty, we have a small presentation before we get started with the citizens to be heard. Go ahead, Councilmember.
Is Marilyn Pohl present? Marilyn Pohl? We have a presentation.
We go big around here, Marilyn.
The City of Erie Council Chambers, whereas the City Council would like to pay special thanks to Ms. Marilyn Pohl upon her retirement as Erie's Deputy City Clerk after serving 41 years with the city. And whereas Marilyn Pohl started working with the City of Erie in 1983 in public safety. Marilyn worked in different departments throughout her time in City Hall. In addition to public safety, Marilyn worked in engineering, public works, the controller's office, the fire department, payroll, and lastly, the city clerk's office. Marilyn was also on the Community Service Fund Board since 2009 and the Employee Activity Committee since 2018. Amongst other involvements in City Hall. During her time with the city, she worked with many city council members and 5 mayors. Marilyn's kindness and valued knowledge within the city has made her a cherished member and a genuine colleague. Therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Erie that this commendation is hereby presented to Marilyn Mayor Pohl upon her retirement from the City of Erie, and extend to her our heartfelt thanks and admiration for all that she has accomplished serving this community and the citizens of the City of Erie, along with our best wishes and congratulations.
And we'll have Monica take a nice picture of you all.
Do they want to stand in the middle? Yeah. Do you guys want to stand in the center? Yeah. All right, keep going in a little bit this way. Okay, perfect. All right, ready?
Of the picture.
And 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thanks, guys. Do you guys want to stand up for a picture? All right, ready? And 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Monica.
There's cake if you want to stick around.
Yes, if you guys would like cake, we got her cake. Alrighty, so thank you, Marilyn, for your years of service. We will miss you greatly. And we hope you enjoy your retirement in the next week or two, right? 2 weeks, okay, yes. Officially in 2 weeks, we just wanted to make sure we gave her her moment to highlight how much we appreciate her. So we're going to continue on to the next part of our council meeting. I'm going to see if we have anyone here for a repository sale. Do we have anyone here for a repository sale? I'm hearing and seeing none, so if no one's here for a repository sale, we will be moving on. Next up will be citizens to be heard. And we have a public meeting that starts at approximately 9:30, right?
No.
Or is it, no, this is wrong. Sorry.
Sorry.
Not today, that was last, okay.
Sorry.
You're okay. Alrighty, so if citizens would like to speak, please line up on the left aisle facing, no, the right aisle facing the stage, and then the media can line up on the left aisle facing the stage to avoid any confusion, and the public will be able to state their name and municipality and speak for 5 minutes if we have anyone. Alrighty, I don't think we have anyone here to speak. It is early. Our morning meeting is pretty light, so we will move on to the next part of our council meeting.
Ordinances for final passage. No public comments. Okay, great. Council file number 16469, official ordinance 57-2024, an ordinance appropriating the sum of $100,000 from unappropriated and anticipated revenue to be received from the Business Development Fund for utilization in the flagship Commodore Fund. Sponsored by Councilmember Schaaf, seconded by Councilmember Troop. The Council File Ordinance Bill Number 16469, and known as Official File Ordinance 57-2024, be finally passed by City Council. Members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, Flores. City Council pass Official File Ordinance 57-2024 by yea 7, nay 0. Council File Number 16470, Official Ordinance 58-2024, an ordinance appropriating the sum of $25,846,235.16 from unappropriated and unanticipated revenue for the expenditure thereof. The funding is from the ARP Revenue Replacement Funds. Sponsored by Councilmember Schaaf, seconded by Councilmember Nelson. The Council File Ordinance Bill Number 16470, and now known as Official File Ordinance 58-2024, be finally passed by City Council. Members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, Flores. City Council pass Official File Ordinance 58-2024 by yea 7, nay 0. Ordinances for first reading. Council File Number 16471, an ordinance appropriating the sum of $5,600 from unappropriated and anticipated revenue and providing for the expenditure thereof for the 2024 Bomb Squad donation, sponsored by Councilmember Witherspoon, seconded by Councilmember Brzezinski. The Council File Ordinance Number 16471, having been read, is hereby adopted on first reading by City Council. Members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, Flores. City Council pass and adopt Council File Ordinance 16471 by yeas 7, nays 0 on first reading. Council File Number 16472, an ordinance creating Article 334, responsible contractor, defining the term responsible contractor and establishing requirements for contractors working on certain public works projects in the City of Erie. Sponsored by Councilmember Nelson, seconded by Councilmember Flores. The Council File Ordinance Number 16472, having been read, is hereby adopted on first reading by City Council.
Discussion.
Go ahead.
Hey, we have a number of labor leaders here today, so I just want to thank you guys for coming out to see this ordinance through. This is something that has been on our docket for a while now. We had a similar one put up in December that just it didn't quite get there for you guys, so it was tabled. So I'm really happy that President Flores let me sponsor this because she and I worked really hard on that last year, and we didn't quite get to the finish line. So I'm excited to see this moving forward, and I'm excited about what this does to the quality of work for our city's projects.
Yeah, I support this ordinance just for the fact that we did start working on it last year. We hashed out some of the issues that we had, and I'm happy that we were able to come to a conclusion that everyone is equally heard on, and I'm hoping that this will help some of the issues that we've been having in the past where, you know, the quality isn't as great as it should be. So now we're moving forward, and I'm happy to be able to support this for you all. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Madam President,
Go ahead.
just to kind of echo both the sentiment that you both shared, thank you for ensuring that this got back on here. This is an incredibly smart move for the city and for the community. So the ripple effects of this are going to be long after we're all gone, and so I'm really grateful to see that this was able to get done. So thank you for everybody who had a hand on this one.
Any more discussion? Voting on the ordinance, members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, Flores. City Council read and adopt Council File Ordinance 16472 by yeas 7, nays 0 on first reading. Madam President, this takes us to new business.
New business, I don't,
Motion to move
motion to
balance.
move the balance, and a second, please.
Motion.
All righty. Did you get that, Lori?
Yep. Any separations?
Any separations, team? I'm hearing and seeing none.
Moving the balance of the agenda, members Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, and Flores. This moves us on to committee reports.
All righty, we will start from my right, Councilmember Brzezinski. I always feel like I'm picking on you, because I'm always making you go first, but then I look over at Melvin, who looks like he's getting his papers together, so I just want to be, you know, conscious of you guys and your
Now you know how to get out of going first.
ruffle papers.
Sit on the left side. Huh? Good morning, everybody. One big word. Seawolves!
Champions.
Champions. The little kittens did it again. Kudos to the whole organization, especially to my ball players. They did a great job. The big guys aren't doing too badly either. Anyway, moving forward, I'll stop grinning there long enough to give another report on the Port Authority. Lots going on down there. The cleanup from DEP is still ongoing. We should have an update by the end of the year as far as what our next move will be there. or when we can start moving, I guess is a better way to say it. It's important to remember that the Lampe campgrounds will be open until Halloween. That's the 31st of October, last time I checked, I think.
Yes.
You can it's kind of neat because we're in the city of Erie and you can be camping. It's a pretty nice little setup over there. If you want to make reservations ahead of time, which I strongly suggest, you can call or email porterie.org and reserve your place there if you want to take advantage of the weekends coming. What else? The public fish cleaning station setup has been welcomed by the fishermen. They love it, they're using it well, and everybody seems to be happy there. The final thing about the Port Authority there is the marina itself. Starting November 1st, we're going to be putting all new dockage in there. So we're getting bigger and better, and so is our city. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Shaw?
Thank you, Madam President. I attended the Water Authority meeting, and they had a diggers type of two-day event where students came on Friday and had one-on-one time with the large machinery and the people who operate them and what Erie Waterworks does. And they had it as well to the public on Saturday. Thanks to Dr. Tyler Titus, was involved with painting the carousel building outside the Erie Zoo, and that was fun. The Porch Fest was wonderful. I didn't attend the entire afternoon of it, but saw the finale with the Barry King Blues Band at the Hagen History Museum. I attended the Safe Streets for All survey down at the Blasco Library September 25th, and raised my concerns about where I felt some more safety issues should be in place. And I was placing a little red dot at the time on 38th and Old French, and unbeknownst to me, on the news later that evening, there was a rollover accident. I attended the O&E pension meeting. After the Seawolves win on a Friday evening, I went down to the foot of Holland Street and did a fire watch for an hour with some Erie local veterans that have been doing it for 40-some years, and it was POW-MIA Day. So that was a special time with me. It was always on my bucket list to do that. I had never done that before. Every hour they shoot off a cannon, and there's a continual fire thanks to the fire department. They used to do it from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m., and now that these fellas are older, they do it till midnight. But they do it in the fire department, thank you. They make sure that when they're done, they clean everything up afterwards. So that was very special for me. My friend took me to the Phil at the Philharmonic for my birthday, and the Erie Phil is just awesome and amazing for sure. Gallery night last Friday night, my husband and I always enjoy it, and we always try to do something different. And we went to the Griswold Parks building there and watched the slideshow presentation of the architecture of Erie's past and present. And we stayed there for a while and talked with them. And You know, it's bittersweet because we tore down a lot of buildings, but Preservation Erie and the Erie Historic Preservation Society is, going to preserve our history for our Erie's future, so that's great. Mr. Witherspoon was ill, so I attended the Housing Authority meeting, and they had talked about snow removal on that meeting, and I addressed to make sure that when we have snow removal companies doing business, that they always make sure that the pedestrians can safely cross the streets and not block the sidewalks. And I saw in the news yesterday that the airport is doing great, and I'm not an airport person, but I'm looking forward. My family lives in Florida, so my two daughters will hopefully come up and visit me. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Nelson?
Most notable from my liaison reports was the Airport Authority. I think one of the things that people should best understand about that is that last year we'd been hearing with the very limited number of flights that the operating costs were sort of fixed at a minimum to even stay open. So the number of flights led to a $27 cost per enplanement, and that the big issue was that that's not competitive. Airlines wouldn't want to come here at such a high rate, and people wouldn't want to fly out of here with that cost per enplanement. As you hear with the new airline coming, they're now coming in at a $9 cost per enplanement, which is actually competitive. We still have a little bit further to go to be really competitive, but with the new flight, Breeze coming twice a week to Tampa, and that brings us up to one destination 3 times a week, and 3 times a day, and 2 other destinations that are twice a week seasonally. That brings the cost of enplanement down to $9. This is a point where we're competitive enough where we can expect to see other routes continually getting added because it financially just makes sense for the airlines now. So I was really excited to hear that update. The big number is getting that price down to a third of what it was. That's the part that gets really exciting and demonstrates some good work as we come out of the pandemic and get restored to normal travel patterns. But that was the main thing in my reports this week.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Tree?
Thanks, Madam President. Once again, want to say congratulations to the Seawolves. As a former athlete myself, I know how hard it is to win a championship. Even winning one game is very tough. I want to congratulate Councilman Nelson on the Porch Fest. It was a great event, really nice. I was happy to be there. I saw Councilwoman Schaaf there and many other people. Also, I spoke to Daryl Craig, Brother D, many of you know him. He hosts some different meetings and things like that for community engagement. He wanted me to stress that he's looking for more participation. So if you get a contact with him, he's community liaison with the city of Erie. So that's my report. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. Councilmember Tyler Titus?
Thank you. EMTA meeting was canceled this past month. The next meeting will be on October 25th. They're still looking for positions for drivers. So if you are interested, go ahead and head over to their website. On the 25th, I attended a municipal budgeting training through the Erie Area Council of Governments. It was packed full. There was a lot of information, but it was a great one, especially as we're heading into the budget season here. We're just going over some of the trends that we're seeing across the state. On the 25th, I also met with the director of the Erie Parking Authority, and they're continuing to do a lot of the work that's been delayed over the years on maintenance projects, the number one focus being safety. There will be some really important discussions, like as things start to redesign in the city, as development starts to happen, that us as council and the administration are going to start to engage in around just parking in general and the flow of traffic. Their next meeting is on the 8th. So, and a quick thank you, Vice Chair Schaaf had brought this up, is the day of action we did over at the Erie Zoo. We had the mayor, Kathy, Jasmine, and several other local electeds who did some painting, and we learned quite a bit about a lot of the current needs that they have coming up, and we'll learn more about that later on at the study session this month on the 22nd. Some other study sessions that we have, just to kind of put that out there for those who are able to attend. We will be back here this Thursday at 5:30 for the Erie Supportive Housing. On the 15th, we will be here to learn more about the Sisters of St. Joseph. And again, on the 22nd, back here to do a study session with the zoo. The zoo had a board meeting on the 24th. I did want to follow back up with the administration around the Vet Center project. I know that there's a lot of moving parts here, so just kind of following back up with the administration to see where that stands. And then for the community as a whole, October 21st is the last day to register to vote, so make sure we are checking our registration, make sure if you have moved that you have your most recent address on within, either down at going at the county, or you can do it online. And then October 29th being the last day to request a mail-in ballot. So we've got a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that are happening, and we've got Halloween on the horizon, which means we're going to have a lot of people out either in costumes for the rest of the month with various parties, and we're going to have a lot of children out. So please, please, please make sure we are checking where we are driving, extra attention, especially as we approach, the Halloween party season. There's just a lot of things that are happening traffic-wise and accidents that we could be avoiding. So please just put an extra set of caution as you're getting behind the wheel. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Tyler. Councilmember Witherspoon?
Thank you, Madam President. I attended the Ticket and Tow Committee hearing, and I just want to advise our citizens, be careful where you park, when you park, read the signs. We had probably 3 or 4 appeals, and after listening to the appeals, we did vote to return some of the money because signs were not very prevalent or in eyesight, but in some cases they are there and individuals decide to park anyway, and sometimes you receive a boot and sometimes you receive a ticket, which is very costly. So when you're going places, look for the signs. Know that you shouldn't park on one side or the other. And in the residential area, you know what you should know, not to park on the right side on certain days and vice versa. And if you have a car that's just sitting there and the neighbor reports it, we're going to investigate it and we'll give you a ticket, or we'll boot it, or we'll tow it. So if you move it from one side to the other, you're okay. But if you just leave it there, you're going to get tagged. So keep that in mind. Our police department has been very busy. They're averaging close to 1,000 or 1,100 calls for some type of service, whether it's shots fired, whether it's domestic, etc. So they are very, very busy doing their job. And the key thing about being a police officer is getting home to your family in the evening. On the 12th of October, the Erie Kiwanis Club and Community Service, which is located on West 16th Street, from 11 to 1 Saturday, they will be having their Halloween gala for the youth in the city and the youth for the Community Service organization. And our organization, Spoon Basketball League, as part of that. And what we do is we have what we call Boo Basketball, B-O-O. And we give out candy and some other prizes. It's been a big hit for a lot of the kids, especially those with special needs. So you're welcome to come. You're welcome to bring your children. And it's from 11 to 1, October 12th. Thank you, Madam President.
All righty, thank you. I will go, right? Yeah, okay, because it just threw me off. Marilyn's going to be doing a report, and she's finishing out the meeting, so it just threw me off. All righty, my report is that I was honored to be able to help and paint at the zoo. That was a nice insight, you know, being able to put manual labor behind something that's so important to our community. I also was a celebrity bartender for the Sisters of St. Joseph fundraiser they did on the 27th. I also did celebrity bartending for the Women's Road to the Rally March, which actually was a successful march that happened on September 28th. It was a great event with a great turnout, and it was just great seeing women and their allies standing strong together. Unified is the only way, so ultimately seeing that right before you in your community is always a great thing to see. I also wanted to mention that the Safe Streets for All survey is still available to have people do. I'm not quite sure when the deadline is for that, but I do know that if you reach out to City Hall, we will be able to give you the information so that you can participate in that. I have been sharing that, and I know Jackie Spry is very, very adamant on getting that information from the community. The more people who put in their feedback, the better we can navigate this problem that we're having. The fact that we've had around 200 fatal or serious car crashes in the last 5 years has definitely been impactful to families. These are preventable situations, and a lot of our community is suffering due to the loss of someone very, very near and dear, so we need to do better as a community. I also wanted to mention that thank you, Matt Mathias from Jet24. He asked me to do an interview for Hispanic and Latino Heritage Month, and I've been getting a lot of feedback, so I'm happy that a lot of people were happy with the interview. I just know that it's important to highlight the uniqueness that makes Erie beautiful. So highlighting specific community members and specific cultures is not a bad thing. It just shows that we're a melting pot of a lot of diversity, and that's what makes Erie so successful. That is all I have to report. I thank everyone for being here today, and I will go to ask Teresa if she has a report. Yeah. No? Alrighty, solicitors, do you have a report?
No report.
No report? Alrighty, the administration, Renee, do you guys have a report?
Yeah, I'll try to be quick. Good morning, everybody. I wanted to, first of all, thank you for passing on first reading, the responsible contracting ordinance. That's something that we've been working with the Mayor's Labor Roundtable for quite a long time, and it's wonderful to finally see it on the agenda. As was already mentioned, the Erie Supportive Housing Study Session is Thursday night at 5:30. They'll provide an update on where we're at with that initiative. We have budget meetings coming up with the administration and the department heads, so we will quickly be in budget season with City Council. And then I wanted to mention that we were honored to have a visit from Tom Perez on Friday, who's the director of the White House Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, and he was in town to get a sense of how we've spent our ARP funding for the most part, and any infrastructure funding that we've gotten. And it was a wonderful visit. We had a tour set up for him. We had members of the Mayor's Hispanic Latina Advisory Council, the Mayor's Labor Roundtable, the Mayor's Business Council, some of the other groups, and it was just Council President Flores was with us throughout the day. It was a really wonderful visit, and he and his team were so impressed with how we've spent the ARP funds. So I just wanted to give kudos to City Council for your role in all that as well. And then finally, I wanted to bring a little bit of good news. We're starting to hear about some of the grants that we've been applying for this year. We were notified in the last few days that we're receiving $492,000 for police equipment, $373,000 for a new SWAT regional command vehicle, $500,000 for prosecuting cold cases using DNA, and $3,125,000 for the COPS hiring program. Other awards are still coming, will still be coming in, and we have a lot more grants that we'll be applying for throughout the rest of this year. But that's why we do it. You never know what you're going to get, and the process is very competitive, but when it yields results like that, you got to keep going. So I wanted to just bring you that good news, and that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Alrighty, that's all the reports, and that concludes City Council. Oh, go ahead, Marilyn, sorry.
I wasn't expecting to be up here this morning, but I was very surprised and very humbled to be up here and hear all those kind words from all of you. It's been a long haul. 5 administrations, 5 completely different ways of thinking and doing, and but the city, everybody comes in with wanting to do best for the city, and they've all done it, in one way or another, without, no one said it wasn't going to be a headache, but I'm just very humbled and proud to have been a city employee all these years. I never thought I would be a government person at such a young age, and now I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it out of my system. It's a different way of doing things. It's not a business, it's government, and government runs totally different than a business, and I've always said that. But I just wanted to thank everyone, and here's to my next chapter. So thank you all so much. Council adjourns at 9:40.
Thank you.
Councilman Brzezinski, Nelson, Schaaf, Titus, Troop, Witherspoon, and Flores.